Alright guys, welcome to day 2 of the free bootcamp. This video is going to be about market structure. So the last video we talked about liquidity, which you need to understand before we talk about market structure, okay? So market structure, what I'm going to do here to kind of break it down in the simplest way possible is we are, again, similar to the last video, we're going to be looking for swing highs, swing lows, okay? So in this case, that would be like something like this, this, you know, same exact thing. And we're going to go through and look at these highs and lows, right? Now, what I'm going to do is mark out. We'll go back here and we will mark out a swing high and a swing low that we can use for market structure, okay? So the first thing that I see here is going to be this high. This is going to be your buy side liquidity level. And then we have this low, which we will say is our sell side liquidity level, okay? Now, you guys might have heard of something called the market structure shift. This is essentially a change in order flow from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish. And ideally what you want to see is you want to see price trade up through this buy side liquidity level with displacement. And displacement is going to be the speed of this move right here, right? So you see a fast move, and then you see some structure get built, and then maybe a little pullback, and then a continued move higher, right? And then inversely for the downside, you want to see the same thing. You want to see a nice fast move, and then a pullback, and then another move lower, right? The difference between the structure shift and a liquidity sweep is for a liquidity sweep, you're going to just see something like this, where either you have a slow move or it's just not going to build structure down here at all, and immediately it's going to reverse, okay? So those are the two key differences that I want you guys to focus on. So right now, we don't really have proper structure because we don't really have a structure shift here. So because we've created this high and this low, we can use them to see, do we get a market structure shift here at all? So let's see what price does once it comes down either to the high or the low. So as you guys can see, price comes down into the low and it sweeps it. So this is not a structure shift. This is simply a liquidity sweep. This is now bullish, right? So we have this internal high, again, from the last video. And if we break this with displacement, we now have a bullish market structure shift, okay? Now, notice the difference between these two moves that took place. Notice the difference between this move here, and then notice the difference between this move up here, okay? We see a big candle right here, this candle, speed and close through. We close above, no wicks, and we also leave this fair value gap, right? So a PDRA is left behind that we can use. This is going to be the important things that you want to focus on. And then we take that PDRA and continue to make new highs. You guys see the new high get made right there. Again, notice what happens when price comes down through these lows. We sweep them, and immediate move right back higher, right? And so now this upside buy side liquidity level is going to be our target, and then we can see if that gets hit. And there you go, the buy side liquidity level is now hit, okay? So these are just simple exercises that I want you guys to focus on. We're going to go and run through a few more examples. Again, right before this big move here takes place, what do you guys see? Let's do this. And we will mark out the sell side level. And we will also mark out the buy side level that we have up here. Okay, so two levels that we have, buy side, sell side. And internally, obviously, we will create some as well. This is an internal buy side liquidity level right here. So this is going to be the one that we use for a market structure shift. You guys can see instead of market building any structure down here, we get the closure and the next candle immediately reverses. Also, some key differences to notice here as well. Does this leg lower leave any PDRAs? No, we have no fair value gaps to work off of, nothing. There's nothing there at all. We have an immediate reversal all the way back up, right? Now, key difference, again, look at where this candle closes versus where this candle closes relative to the levels, okay? And then another thing that you guys are going to see here shortly is look at the fair value gaps that are created, okay? Now, the most important fair value gaps here are obviously going to be the ones that are created after a level is swept. So this level buy side liquidity level gets broken, and after that level gets broken, we leave this fair value gap. So this is going to be an important one that we can use. So when price pulls down into it, we can use that for price to go create new highs as it does right here. Okay, so simple exercises to go look at market structure. Again, this is going to be consistent throughout any time frame. Okay, we're here on the hourly, and I want you guys to notice the same exact thing, right? We have a high that can be found right here, right? This is the buy side liquidity level, and then, you know, let's just say this is our internal sell side, right? And then we have an external sell side down here. You guys can see the clear differences between these moves. Okay, notice how we react to buy side, notice how we react to sell side. If this was the high of any if a given range that we were working with, then this would effectively be a market structure shift, okay, because we've now left PD arrays here, okay, as opposed to the sell side level, no candle closure, no structure built, pushes down and immediately reverses and heads back to the upside, right? And at this point, you guys can use any of these PD arrays to long this thing, and you guys can see how it works, right? We use those PD arrays and immediately start to push higher. So this was the 1 hour fair value gap that we had left, and you guys can see we use that 1 hour fair value gap and go and put in new highs, right? Very obvious. These are the little things that you want to be looking for, right? And I believe the market pushes even higher after that. You guys can see how it pushes higher, okay? So these are going to be little things that you want to look for. And again, this is going to be consistent throughout all time frames. What I like to do personally is I don't use super small time frames for this, because the smaller time frames, like a 1 minute, are going to get this market structure shift a lot. You're going to see market shift structure a lot, but it's not really a structure shift. If you go to the higher time frame, you'll see it's simply just a sweep, right? So you can see we broke structure here, but in the end, price comes down and takes out the sell side, right? So the reason why that's happening is because it's such a small time frame and there's so much data that it cannot possibly be looked at accurately. So when I go to a 5 minute here, for example, and I go look at this, you guys can see there's no displacement through this high, right? Did we see any displacement through that high? None at all. And then again, you guys can see how it reacts to the low. Do we have displacement through here? Yes, we absolutely do, right? You can see this candle right here, and then that's why price goes and continues lower, as opposed to this where we have no displacement. So price doesn't even care to reach into this previous high that we had back here, right? Again, little things to help train your eyes, right? So this is why the liquidity lesson was very important, because that is what we're going to be using to determine if it's a actual market structure shift or not. Again, example from the live day that we have right now today, right? Buy side liquidity level right here, and then we have a clear sell side liquidity level right here, okay? So you can see price doesn't even reach into the buy side level, but it comes down through the sell side, and we get some displacement through here, right? A lot of structure is being built. We have this candle right here that has a big body, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles that close underneath this sell side liquidity level before another leg lower, right? So clear structure being built, okay? So this is why market structure is very important, and the next video is going to tie a lot of these things in together.